Good morning. For our lesson today, we'll be considering modals. And the objective of the lesson is that the student will be able to identify modals and their various uses in context. Before that, let us quickly revise on what we learned before the school went on vacation. We looked at auxiliary verbs and we mainly on primary auxiliary verbs, where we look at the verb to be, the verb to have, the verb to do. We also looked at its tenses form, especially considering the use of the verb been and being, been and being. So for today's lesson, like I said, we want to look at modals, specifically looking at how to use these modals effectively in constructing sentences and in our spoken language. So some uses of these modals are used to express necessity, certainty, probability, obligation, ability, permission, etc. We have a whole lot of uses, but today's lesson will look at just 3 of these uses of the modals. Modals used in expressing certainty. The word certainty here means to be sure of. To be sure of. So some of these modals that can be used are can, shall, will, must, etc. So these modals are used to express certainty. Example: I can be here again. I shall be late tomorrow. With these two sentences, it is obvious that the person is sure that this activity will hold or will not hold. We should also know that these modals can be used in their negative or contracted form, where we have the use of the negation, the word not. So I can't be here again. I can't be here again. The person is sure that he's not going to make it again or another time. He won't or she won't be there. Modals used in expressing probability: maybe, it may happen, it may not hold. Some modals used in expressing probability are should, may, might, must, can, will, etc. So present modal verbs are often constructed with be following them. So mostly or usually when these modals are used in expressing probability, it comes with the word be. So let's look at the examples below. George must be on the plane by now. George must be on the plane by now. So here we are saying that it is expressing probability. It may not. So we may go and wouldn't meet George on the plane. Frederick can be at the party. We can be there and Frederick may not be there, or he may be there. So that is in expressing probability. Maybe. Then the next one I want to look at is modals used in expressing necessity. Modals used in expressing necessity. These modals are used in expressing necessity. We have must, need to, should, ought to, etc. So you cannot afford to miss this. When you use this word, it means that certainly it must hold. Certainly it must come to pass. There is a need to. There is a need to do whatever activity that must be done. So we have I must be careful not to upset her. It is needed. You can't just afford to upset the person, to get the person angry. Then the next one, you must report at the base. You cannot afford to miss. You must be there. Then we also have, you need to be at the burial ground. You need to be there. you need to be at the burial ground. Good. So the use of these modals makes sentences clear. It sends information out. And so it is necessary that we use them and use them properly. So for today's lesson, we have looked at modals and ways to express these modals. We have said that modals can be used to express necessity, certainty, probability, obligation, ability, permission, etc. A whole lot of them. But like I said, we are only going to consider 3 of this and we'll continue with the rest another time. And so we have looked at modals used in expressing certainty, where we have said that it can also be used in a contracted form. We have also looked at modals used in expressing probability, where one is stating whether the event will take place or will not take place. We have also looked at modals used in expressing necessity, the need to do something. Very good. I believe our lesson has been fruitful and we have understood the lesson. I will encourage you to form more examples with these words and practice more and be conscious when you are using these modals. Hope to meet you another time with a continuation of what we started today. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.